And in this video, I'm going to show you how I cut my own hair myself. I wear various styles of bob haircuts. Lately, it's been a classic one. I always do it myself. I washed my hair, and that's an absolute must for a really good result. As we wash, all our cowlicks and any complex hair growth patterns soften, and the hair becomes much more pliable and manageable. This allows us to identify any difficult areas or challenges that might appear during the actual cutting process, or even when we're drying the hair. We'll already have seen them and can then work on perfecting them. You certainly won't achieve this on dirty or unwashed hair. Everything will just clump together there. We'll just smooth all of this down with a comb, and we won't even notice that there were some cowlicks that really needed more work. So you might have noticed that I first divided the hair into two main sections, the left and the right. Then I separated the lower nape section, and with this perfectly straight cut, I'm now trimming it. I try to keep my head straight, not tilting it either left or right. You can't shake your head here. So I cut all of this with zero elevation, and then I will pull this section straight up to the parting, creating a beautiful graduation. And this section will serve as a framework for the upper layers of hair. I know many people cut their own hair, including hairdressers themselves. I don't see anything wrong with that. If it turns out well, then why not cut it? Especially since everyone I know who cuts their own hair, they genuinely enjoy the process. And so do I. And please note, I'm not encouraging anyone to cut their own hair by themselves. Of course, if you're unsure of your own strengths, skills, or capabilities, then it's certainly better to visit a professional at a salon. So I've done the graduation and combed it through. The hairs that had come out, I've trimmed them. And then section by section, I'll move upwards. And it's important to understand that the thinner the section, the better the haircut will turn out.
The work, of course, is extremely delicate and labor-intensive.
For individuals who are not physically conditioned, I'll tell you up front, this will be quite difficult because your hands will constantly need to be tilted backward, your fingers twisted, and you'll have to hold the scissors in your palms correctly while precisely maintaining all the cutting angles, diagonals and horizontals, and ensuring the comb and scissors don't just swing aimlessly back and forth. To keep a close watch on their position, to carefully control the cutting angle and their head. It's also important to understand that when you look into the rear view mirror, I have a mirror both in front and behind, and when I look into the rear view mirror, my field of vision changes slightly there, and this must also be considered during the cutting process. When I separate the next section, I cut it slightly longer than the previous one. The purpose of this is to ensure that your hair, as it dries, naturally settles into the intended shape of the haircut. This means that specifically for my hairstyle, the very ends of my hair will gently curve inwards. Why is it only a little bit? Because my hair is naturally straight and has a glossy texture, and it simply doesn't have the capacity to curl naturally, unlike some other hair types that can. So in this manner, strand by strand, I will, while carefully controlling the head's position, the precise cutting angle of the scissors and the comb, proceed to cut all the hair. Friends, I hope you enjoy watching. If you have any questions during the process, please feel free to ask them in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer each one. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of useful and interesting content for you. And once again, enjoy the viewing experience.